Here we are again.
Here we are again. I'm Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular. I'm here with
Coin Guy.
Coin Guy from Spring Hill, Florida. Guy, you have a lot going on in your shop. There's a lot going on in the world. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. So everybody should get ready and get excited.
Week before Halloween. Here we go.
Here we go. So what do you got going on in the shop, Guy?
Getting ready for me. I love Halloween. Halloween to me is just a fun time. Goes back to when I was a kid. I always loved Halloween, and I always gave away coins for Halloween. Now with this collection I bought, gave me a lot of ammunition. Look at what I got.
This is your ammo?
I've even got Halloween colors in there.
You do. You have orange and all kinds of stuff.
That's the old holders.
What are these for?
This is for the kids when they come around. I won't be doing the house today because my son sold the house. So I'll be at the trunk or treat over at our church, Faith Baptist Church, off of County Line. And they're having a trunk or treat. Last year we had 500 kids. And I don't know how many thousands of coins I gave away. But there's probably, roughly, there's about 12 or 1,500 here, I would guess. But I'm still adding to it, taking some stuff apart and throwing stuff in here just to build this up. And each kid comes through, gets 3 or 4. I get a lot of compliments. A lot of kids like them. And inevitably, later in the year, somebody will come in and try and sell me a couple of them.
So that's cool. They get a little history and
I've been giving away
coins.
coins for Halloween for 40 years.
Wow.
I've been giving away since I owned a home. I bought my first house in '78, and probably by '80 I was giving away coins. I want to promote my hobby. I think it's a great way to do it. I remember one year my daughter was at home on a computer, and I had the 2 girls at the door, maybe 6 and 10 years old, and the woman is in the street with her carriage, and she's yelling across to me that I still have the coins from when I was a little girl.
Oh, man.
I said, oh my God, I mean, I've been doing it that long. They were all the guy with the coins, and they come running over. Kids don't get no calories, and they get to play with them. I'm finding out from the pastor now how they're going to do it this year. I don't know, because this is just a different kind of a year, so
It is.
I don't know how they're going to do it. I got to get more coins because I know this isn't enough.
That's not enough?
No, this is not enough. I usually go through this,
Jeez.
and that's just like this is about enough for 300 when this is full. There's enough here for about 400 kids.
Goodness gracious.
I
Guy.
think that might be enough this year, only because I don't expect as many kids out. And I think they're talking about the kids are going to pull up in a car and come over and get it. I don't know what they're going to do.
Going to do a drive-by on you?
Yeah, they're going to do a drive-by, and we'll take it from there.
Jeez.
But I'm gonna add to it whatever I can. It's not all foreign. I'll throw low-grade, anything that comes in American too, like pennies and things like that. Like here's one right here, 1909 SVDB. Just I threw it in there. What the heck?
That's cool.
Yeah. Actually, this says Shadow D, 56D Shadow D, very fine. It says $10. I don't know about that.
That's funny.
But we put it in. Some kid will get it, and it's going to show up back at the store in 3 days after Halloween, and some dad is going to try and sell it back to me. But what I have done as far as the foreign, a lot of it has moved. We moved, I think overall, at least 80% of the collection is gone.
Wow.
Just people are buying it from all over the country. The most popular countries are Germany, Mexico, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, all of South America. Nobody's ordering from Canada. I don't know.
What's wrong with Canada?
I don't know. Nobody's. I got Canadian silver. Nobody asked for. Nobody asked for Canadian. I think one person bought a couple of $100 worth. But basically, I have quite a bit of Canadian left. I have a lot. I still have a lot of the British pennies and British coins. Even though I've sold it, there just was so much. The German, I still have a lot of, but there was so much German. It was probably 2,000 2x2s in German coins.
Wow.
And I have sold boxes and loose leaves of German coins, but there was just so much of it.
So we can't get rid of the Canadians. Come on, brothers and sisters from up north, let's go.
The slowest one.
You gotta represent.
What I did do was I sent in 30 coins to be certified. And I got them back on Monday. Some of these are those coins. Some of them were coins that were in the collection that were already certified.
So these are coins that you just got certified from that collection, and
I'm sending in,
okay.
I got another 17 I'm going to be sending in.
Well,
These are not certified, but they're interesting.
There's some good prices on these.
And
You did well.
Yep. And what's interesting too is a couple of coins here, like these here. They wouldn't certify this. This is about the smallest gold coin in the world.
I mean, it's tiny.
It's German. It's 1700. It's in the Krauss book.
I mean, here's your business card next to it. Look how tiny that thing is.
Yeah. Well, here's a Canadian penny. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's not even there. But this is made of gold.
Really?
Yeah, this is a gold coin.
Let me try to zoom in on this little bad boy here.
It looks like a goat or some. I looked at it under the microscope. They told me it's real, it's good. They actually graded it. They wrote MS. But they don't have a holder that'll hold it. It's too small to put in a holder.
Wow.
And uncirculated, it's like a $600 coin. It's like $400 in extra fine. I mean, it's a rare coin. It's a 1/32 of a ducat.
It's real small.
So it's, I don't know how you carried it in those times, a pout, but I think this could get lost anywhere. And then this is the other coin they wouldn't certify because it was too awkward. This is Japanese. I call these buttons, but it's 1837 to 1869. And it has a pretty good price on it, but I'm negotiable.
Can I see that one?
Yeah.
It reminds me of poured silver a lot.
Now you see 1869, a lot of things would end around then because that was the end of the Shogun. The Shoguns basically ended then, and it was the end of the time of the samurai. The samurai were disbanded in 1866 or 1868. I wouldn't want to be the guy to tell them, your club is over. I don't know. But that's basically, they wanted to come into the modern world, and the first thing they had to do is take away the trained killers, so the military arm of it. And in 1868 was when that happened, 1866. But you see, there's a lot. This is cool. This was the oldest coin. Well, not coin. This is Chinese spade money.
Spade money?
Spade money.
Okay.
This is 9th century BC. It's like 900 BC.
Jeez.
They made knife money, spade money, axe money. They've made different looking spade money also.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah. Then considering, they're relatively cheap for something that's 3,000 years old. But then again, a lot of ancient coins are not that expensive because when you have one, you don't need one from every year or every dynasty. You just have an example of spade money.
There's a lot of cool stuff right here.
That's old. You could talk about everything. The big penny. I sold one or two of those already. There were a few in this collection. That's the nicest one. the big 2-cent clunker.
Yeah, that's huge. Some real nice pieces.
This is a shooting piece. This I already had. This isn't part of a. This is
shooting
German.
piece. What is that?
Yeah,
mean?
They would get. I've seen somebody who had this whole necklace. A member of my coin club had it, and it was full of these. And it's because back in the 1800s, they were shooting. They would target practice in all of the city-states in Germany, and in Austria, probably England and France too. But the Germans were the most famous for it. This one's actually Austrian, Innsbruck, 1885. The guy won the contest. They were, shooting the best shot. And see, it's got the hook. And they would be linked together. I've seen ones that had like 15 coins on it, 15 medals. That's how many medals he won for shooting.
Wow.
For target shooting.
Good shot.
And these will go this one says 350, but it's probably more like $1.50. But
I see a Canadian coin right here.
yeah, this tray I put together mostly Canadian.
What's the deal with that one, that Canadian?
This just happens to be a pretty good year and an early one.
Because usually those canoe dollars are not too expensive.
This has a mintage of only 90,000.
Wow.
Yeah. The big money coin in the Canadians is the 48. I've never owned a 48. The 48 half and the $48 have hundreds of dollars in value.
Okay.
In nice grades.
Got to be on the lookout for those.
Yeah, 48s.
Okay. Let's see some more coins with holes in the middle. I guess they maybe use that as a to put like on a necklace or something like that.
Everything to carry. It also
Yeah.
save metal. You get a big enough coin and it saved metal. This is some of the bigger ones, better ones. I mean, here's an Italian coin.
Very cool. And then we got the graded stuff.
And then we got the graded stuff.
This is stuff you just got back. This is fantastic.
And I got two of these.
Same grade?
More or less, and they both have some problems.
So you have different mints. You have the G and the A mint. Is that pretty much the difference? Yeah.
Now, the theme of this coin, I believe, was Pride in Germany, or something like that. Here's the smaller one, actually. It was about German pride and about the coming back from World War I. They paid reparations, and unfortunately brought in Nazis later. But they had a lot of pride in reestablishing their country. Look at this, 1954.
Whew. It's amazing, the prices.
I have a whole bunch of this stuff in the 50s and 60s, and they're all over the place with $100 and $200 and $70 and $80. Anything above an extra fine has a wow price. Look at this little tiny coin.
That is pretty small. What is that?
A
Great Britain.
1.5 pence. Considering this is a 2 pence. This is a 1.5.
Tiny, huh?
What's easy to carry? Change of a pound?
Neither one is easy to carry, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, one's like scary, you're gonna lose it. One's too big, you're gonna, pants are gonna fall off.
But these are cool when they're certified. I mean, I have a number of coppers. There's probably another half a dozen Great British coppers I'm going to be sending in.
That's cool. What's this big guy? $1845.
This one?
Yeah, what's the reverse of that big one look like?
This is Austria. One part, like virtually, there you go. This is a common
cool.
theme. There are a number of the German city-states that have the double eagle. The Russian Empire also has the same double eagle. Or maybe slightly vary of it, but it's the double eagle.
Yeah, there's so many things here. It's world coins are so fascinating because like there's just so many out there. You can see designs and coins that you've just never seen before just by going through a tray like this. I mean, I've never seen.
And
most
everything
of these.
has stories. I mean, as I said, some of these are pretty cool. I ran them pretty much in order.
An Iran coin.
Iran I sold out of. I forgot. Well, that one came back later.
That's kind of fascinating too.
And that's not that old. And it's in pretty nice shape, and it's not that expensive when you consider, I think the coin is about 60% silver. So it's just $20-something in silver in it.
Huh.
Some of them are rarer. Now here's the Puerto Rican dollar.
Let me see that one.
Now the Puerto Rican coinage is basically a 1-year coinage. You're either getting 18.95 or you're not getting one. There's the dime. There's a 20-cent piece. I just recently had a person who bought the 20-cent piece, and the other one. I had two of those I sent in, and I knew I would sell them, even though that's been cleaned. In Unk, they catalog it somewhere around $1,500. So in AU, an extra fine is $650. So if an AU, I think $650 for an AU that's been cleaned is still a reasonable price. The rule of thumb is usually a grade lower, but there seems to be a lot of nationalism for the Puerto Rican coins. And that's the last Puerto Rican coin I got. I sold the other one yesterday, as I said, and the 20-cent piece yesterday.
About as soon as you got it back.
But you only got 1 year. The Philippines is like that too.
What's this one over here?
That's Swiss.
That's kind of neat too. I like that one a lot. $1.99.
Some are really pretty.
That's in my budget.
Some are pretty. Now here's what I think is a cool coin.
Man, I like that coin.
A lot of people who know coins. They've heard of the Central America, the shipwreck of the Central America, 1857. It brought about the panic of 1857, which further on led to the Civil War. Part of the contributing factors to the Civil War. This is a coin, not American, that came out of that shipwreck. I've got a $20 gold piece from that. I think in 1853, and back when gold was $1,500, that coin was worth $3,000.
Wow.
I mean, I've never seen a coin that was foreign, but obviously they were carrying foreign coins. So this is a legitimate shipwreck coin, and it's from Chile, which is kind of cool. And as I said, the South American and the Latin countries, they sold very well. This is my last. Chile is all gone too. That's pretty cool because it's a ship. It's got that silver foil label. That's what I have on my $20 gold piece.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. And I just noticed this one. I'm sorry, I'm spending a lot of time on these right
That's
here,
okay.
but man, they're cool. Can I see this one?
Yeah.
Let's see.
That one's got some cool. That's the Borneo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little annoyed about that one.
Why?
Yeah, because they wrote down it was scratched, and I don't think I could find the scratch. Or sometimes I've got a coin over there like 1798, where maybe the guy dropped it in his pocket and it hit a key. I think that sometimes a little nick and a little scratch is just part of wear when you've been around for 200 years.
I would agree. It's still a really nice coin, man. I love the artwork on it. That guy's holding like a surfboard. I don't even know what he's holding, but it's cool, man. Must be a shield, a sword and a shield, huh?
Yeah.
Not a surfboard?
Well, now you're talking Borneo. You're talking headhunters.
Oh.
And they probably was shields. And Borneo was a pretty dangerous place.
So not out there surfing.
Yeah. Especially at this time. I'll bet you there still were headhunters in 1887.
Jeez.
Errol Flynn I believe he was somewhere around there too.
Who?
Errol Flynn. The movie actor?
I'm sorry.
Oh my God! Robin Hood? The original Robin Hood.
Kevin Costner? Not that one?
No, Errol Flynn, Olivia de Havilland.
Okay.
They made about 10 movies together. She just passed away.
Oh.
Like 104. God bless her. 104 from Gone with the Wind, Olivia de Havilland.
What a blessing that
But
is.
she's probably more. She lived in Paris for the last 50 years. She left America, and but her sister was a famous movie actress too, whose name eludes me right now. I know her sister's name. She won an Academy Award first. They had a real rivalry, and she didn't win. She did not win the Academy Award. I think the only major actor or actress in Gone with the Wind that didn't win the Academy Award, and it went to Hattie, the woman who played the maid to Scarlett O'Hara. Hattie, I forgot her name now.
You know
the
better
first
than I do.
black person to win an Academy Award.
Okay,
It
cool.
was a sad time too. She wasn't allowed to show up to get it.
Really?
Wasn't allowed. No.
Sad
Really.
times.
This is 1939,
Jeez.
and yeah,
She won, but you can't come in.
I can't come.
Times are different.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Errol Flynn, but he was a pretty interesting person.
So Robin Hood was
He was the original Robin Hood.
Kevin Costner was not the original.
No, he was not by
Okay.
far.
See?
Errol Flynn. Did you know who Errol Flynn was?
I-
Makes me feel real old.
Sorry. I'll be doing some homework now, I guess.
He was Captain Blood. You've heard of Captain Blood? The movie?
I'm going to say yes just so you don't make fun of me, but
Okay.
no. No.
God. Okay. I'm sure there's a lot of people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s and older who know Captain Blood and Errol Flynn.
Listen, I have the internet. I can go back and check out these older movies now.
Here's one of the books I read.
Are these all ancients?
These are ancients, yes.
Oh, wow.
Most of these came from this collection.
A lot of people ask.
It covers a lot. I like these particularly because they come with the story. It makes it easy to know who they are.
This is what's wild to me right here. Is that let's see if I can grab this one. This one, it says between 306 to 337 AD, and it's $19. I mean, you can get so much history right there in your hand for $19.
Yeah, I've got about a dozen of them that I priced. I probably got 2 dozen between $5 and $15. And they're basically, I can guess on the century, but they're all ancient coins. It's just that I didn't take the time yet to try and find out the diagnostics and verify who the emperor was.
I don't own
But
any.
as I said before, the reason
That's cool.
the reason that they're not priced that much is because you really don't. At the height of the Roman Empire, there were 28 mints, and you don't really need to have a coin from every mint. And Constantine the Great ruled for 30 years. You don't need to have one. They didn't have a calendar by the year. They didn't really use the calendars by the year then, and or maybe they did, but some troll will turn around and say, yeah, they didn't anyway. But you didn't need to have one for every mint market every year. If you got a Roman Constantine, you got a Roman. I like the ones that are made of silver. The ones with the silver. They're the easiest to sell. I like gold, too. I bought my first gold Roman about 2 months ago. And Antonius, it was like $375. That was the year. 300. It was after Constantine.
That's wild.
But it's a gold Roman. I kept that. That's for me. I like gold.
The gold and silver are very easy to see. I mean, these are cool. Don't get me wrong, but they're hard to see. But these silver show up so well.
The silver and the gold are much more impervious.
This shows up really
a
well,
lot
too.
of this stuff is going to have the remnants of being buried. When you had the Vandals and the sacking of Rome, everybody ran across the Aegean, and they hit Romania, and they hit Croatia, and they ran into the hills, and they buried everything, all the merchants and everything. They had to bury everything, and they disappeared in the sands of time. They just never came back. And that's the other reason why ancients were more money 50, 60 years ago than they are now, because every time they stick a plow in the ground, they find another earthen jar with 1,100 more coins.
Yeah.
It's cool when you find them in gold. But there's other countries here beside.
Look at this one.
Yeah, that's a nice big one. Yeah, Sicily. $20, Sicily.
That's just so wild.
$2.75.
It's just so cheap. It's like you priced them wrong, it feels like, but
Byzantine.
man, that's cool.
Here's
Yeah.
Byzantine. Greek. This one is distinctive because it's bronze.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Brass.
That's the one I would buy.
That
right
one's
there.
it's not gold.
No.
Well, actually, yeah.
Very neat. Very cool.
I mean, it stuck out. But I got others, too, of the ancients.
A lot of people like these ancients. You got more.
Well, this is part of what we showed last time, but I broke it down yesterday. And what was interesting about these, they went by the centuries. Egypt under Rome. I mean, you can go by centuries. Yeah.
3rd century, 4th. Wow, this is so neat.
Somebody paid a fortune for these, because this stuff don't come cheap. And they're in holders. Some of them, like you take this is only $15. I wouldn't be surprised if a guy paid $100 or $175 for some of these.
You're only charging $15 for it?
But it's,
Tang Dynasty, huh?
Now look at this one. Here's medieval Hungary. That's the time of our buddy Vlad. That's medieval Hungary. Here's silver. Ottoman Empire.
Wow.
Byzantine. Another hand. This one is pretty cool. This is Persian, and it's in, this one is really in great shape. Look at the condition of that silver coin.
Yeah.
This is Persia, which is Iran now. This is probably the most expensive coin there.
In what year?
That is 6th century.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be the beginning of the Byzantine. Well, the Persians and that empire fought all along, all up until 1452, when the Muslims sacked Constantinople, killed 30,000 Christians.
You learn a lot when you're collecting coins, don't you?
Yeah, well, I'm a history person.
Part of the
I like
game.
history. This is a cool coin too. Look at the condition of that. But this is 17th century Poland.
That's fantastic.
I remember when I was younger, I was asking my grandmother what's your heritage, and I found out later I'm part Jewish, but there's some Ukrainian in there, or the Caucasus, which is the Ukraine, Poland, that area, and maybe a part Russian, because at the turn of the last century, the border between Poland and Russia and Germany used to move every 6 months. You know, it's like a book I'm reading now. That's Brett Baer's last book. 3 days at the brink. It's the meeting in Tehran between England, Russia, and the United States, between Stalin, Churchill, and Roosevelt, and they're planning the invasion of France, which became known as D-Day, and they're talking about invading France. And what I did find out in the book was very interesting. Everybody heard of Churchill.
Yeah.
Did you know Churchill was half American?
No.
I didn't know that.
Did not know that either.
His mother was an American.
Wow.
Half American. Read, you learn. But I can read history books. I enjoy history. That's where I remember a lot of things from, and I pass it on.
You read a lot of books, huh?
I like to read.
Yeah.
I've always loved to read.
That's cool.
My favorite book when I was a kid was Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild.
Jack London. You ever hear him?
I think I have heard of Jack London. Ask me about him. I'm not going to be able to tell you much about him, but I've heard the name.
Call of the Wild, White Fang. I think every kid between 10 and 14, every boy who is 60 and older right now has probably read that book.
Yeah.
My favorite book. I've read that book a couple of times. What I used to do is I would read it good, and I did like a book report on it in 6th grade, 7th, 8th grade, because I knew the book so well.
That's fine.
Book. They just redid the movie again, actually.
White Fang.
Well,
That
White
familiar,
Fang,
too.
Call of the Wild. Yep.
Yeah.
They're usually a double book. Actually, I got a nice copy I'm giving to my grandson. He will be, wait till 12. Those will say, well, maybe you should be giving it to your granddaughter too. Well, if they show an interest, I'll let them have a copy also. But what I like about these
are nice. This one right here
is
nice.
they're cool, but look at this. You got the whole story.
Yeah, buddy.
It's got the picture and here's the whole calendar
I didn't notice that.
of the emperors, or the major emperors. I mean, I've never seen anything like these. And some of them are cruddy, and the price reflects that. But I just think it's so cool. See, something like this is pretty obscure.
Valens.
Look at this one. This one, it's like, you can't cut a circle?
That's awesome. I didn't know you had so many ancients.
I didn't know there were either. But like I said, this is something, I only just worked on this the last 3 days.
Yeah, look at this thing.
This came out of that, plus about half of the ancients there. So I've always sold ancients. I always liked them. I always thought it was so cool. And technically, that spade coin, the Chinese spade coin, is an ancient also. It's older than anything on the table. I mean, it's 900 BC. It's pretty cool too.
Very cool guy.
Very cool.
Thank you for showing me that.
Then we got some more of the certified coins here.
Even more?
Oh yeah.
Oh, jeez. You got even more.
Some of my favorites. This was the coolest one.
Oh, yeah. Look at that
Yeah.
thing. I just seen the price. Woo. It's got to be cool for that.
Did I mention that I sent in 32 coins, and I undergraded 20 of them?
You undergraded them.
Because of the circumstances of the collection, I wanted to, put the pricing on the side of caution, and 20 of the 32 came back higher grade than I thought they were.
Well, that's not a bad
Which
thing,
is pretty
right?
cool.
That's a
Yeah.
little Christmas present when they come back.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
A couple got massacred, light scratches and all, but, they're still in pretty good grades. They're still in nice shape. They're worth the $15 to certify. So you get a coin like this that says environmental damage. Now, I know what that's from. Environmental damage is from the plastic. Some of the albums are outlawed, some of the flips are outlawed, because especially in Florida, where people keep their coins in places where it gets too hot and there's a transfer or the plastic breaks down and it etches, it will actually etch into the coin.
Wow.
And that's where you get some of that environmental, not always, but that's probably what did that.
Is that the PVC damage, or is that something a little different?
PVC damage.
So tell me about this really nice, expensive one. Why is that thing?
This is my last coin from the Philippines. I remember this coin because it was mine originally. I probably bought that coin 5 years ago, sold it to this person who I bought to collect back. I know what I sold it to him for, and I think it was only a couple of $100 because I suspected it was approved, but I never sent it in. So now I got it back, and I said, I'm sitting in 30 coins, let's throw this in. And it came back a proof, home run. Awesome. 471 proofs. The Philippines, 1905, 50-cent piece in a proof. You're looking at 115 years old, Japanese occupation, World War II, 471. I doubt if 100 exist.
Only 471 were ever minted.
Yep.
What's still left?
Maybe 100, maybe
Wow.
not. We looked them up. We saw one online for $11.50, but that was an AU58. It wasn't an UNC. Well, it wasn't in an MS grade.
That's
An UNC
wild.
grade.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that one, now that it's out there, I think that's just, if you want a Philippine coin, there's the ultimate.
Yeah, it's hot. Can I say that, hot, when I'm talking about coins?
Sure. Just don't melt it.
Don't melt it. No. That's a beautiful one, too.
This is a pretty Russian coin. There's a double head.
Yeah, it's a pretty common theme, like you said. $1831, Russia. Very cool. You know what? While we're talking real quick about Russia, I want to talk about, because this question was asked, a while back. I said that the election is important to like spot pricing, silver and gold spot prices. It does have effect on how that's going to go. Can you tell us why?
Well, fear is the fact that it's going to drive the price of gold and silver and the stock market either up or down. I think common belief is that whatever your policy or whatever your political belief, if Trump holds the presidency, I see the stock market, and I'm not a guru in this, but I see the stock market going up. And I think price of gold and silver is going to at least hold its own and slowly continue to go up. Wall Street Journal is predicting 3,000 by June. Either way. Biden wins, the Dow, I think, will lose thousands in the week later, and the price of gold and silver is going to go up. Gold will go up $300 in 2 weeks.
Really?
I believe so. I won't sell any I have. I think that they're going to run for the hills, and there's going to be certain stocks that, if anybody saw the debate, he all but said he's going to get rid of oil. I wouldn't want to be holding Exxon, Chevron, things like that. But that's what's going to affect the price of gold and silver. It's unrest, it's uncertainty. The other thing you got to worry about, of course, is that you've got a lot of third world countries in tremendous debt. And how are they going to pay this debt?
Yeah.
The World Bank, I know business. I know my gut feeling. I know that everybody should own gold and silver. I don't know where it's all going. Everybody talks about cryptocurrency and things like that. I don't know. I don't, because to me, cryptocurrency is a mirage wrapped in an enigma. It's too easy to steal. It's too easy to cheat. They talk about, people with, moving currency and stuff. Well, here you have electronics. I remember when crypto was up pretty high, some guy was selling a $450,000 apartment for like 25 bitcoins. 25 bitcoins for like a $450,000 apartment or something like that.
Yeah.
Come on. And what if, somebody decides to tap your bank? How do you get your money? You're done.
Right.
I got to believe there's too many people with the skill set to get into that.
And you cannot call the police because they have nothing to do with it.
I don't know if anybody saw that small tape we did a couple of weeks back when I had first put up, when we first talked about this, but when the last video was showing, in the middle of it, I got a phone call from Russia. Russia. And what was interesting, he wanted coins from the Philippines. Now this is at 9:30 in the morning our time, which I think is probably about 6 o'clock at night in Russia. I'm not sure, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But it was from Moscow. And he told me he was looking for Philippine coins. And the last thing he told me, God bless America.
God bless America.
A Russian.
Yeah,
God bless America. We are the banner that the people upset in Hong Kong carry. They carry the American flag when they want to piss off the Chinese. The American flag is carried wherever you want to have freedom. Venezuela, Cuba, everywhere. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
And I got a Russians telling me, God bless America.
Reminded you.
Yep, it surprised me, but it was a good thing.
We talked real quick about your 90% silver and your gold. People are not buying it right now as much.
Yeah, I find it they're not. I mean, I'm selling 90% for like spotting 30 cents because I'm sitting on quite a bit of it, and it keeps coming in, and I'm looking to move some. Maybe it's time for a boom because I don't know when this is going to air. I think it'll be a few days before the election. I would say come and see me in person to get it for sure. While we're talking about that, in Citrus County will be a coin show on All Saints Day on November 1st. The first coin show that they've ever had up there, that club, and the first one I'm going to do this year. And I'm going to bring all the foreign with me and the 90%. That's all I'm bringing. I'm taking one table. I've never done that show before. I want to be able to set up in 15 minutes and leave in 5. But I'll be up there at the here, I'll tell you where. There you go.
Oh, okay. You got a little card for us. So you would
I
be
give
here.
them out. I give them out in the store, even though my competitors will be there. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it helps the whole hobby.
Exactly. That's what it's about.
Now, are you going to be signing autographs here?
I'll be signing autographs for $35. No.
Whoa.
I'll be signing autographs. Yeah, why not? I'll do that. Come and see me. Come and say hello. Make sure you ask for me at the front table. The guys there are going to love that.
I'm going to try to be there too.
Okay, excellent. Sit with me.
Yeah, maybe I'll hang out, see
Yep.
what's up.
Now, I don't know if I showed you this. Did I show you this coin before? The Order of Malta?
Yes, I think you did show me that
The
one.
one with the tiny little scratches in the field. I think that's ridiculous. And what I thought was so cool about this coin is, now this coin in Kraus, which is the world book that tells you prices, the highest grade is extra fine. It shows no prices above extra fine.
0.
There's no price above extra fine, and there's an unk. There's an uncirculated coin. So these light scratches, the rule of thumb is about a grade. So basically it should, especially when those are insignificant scratches, it should sell for the price of an AU. But I have no idea, is an unk worth $2,000 and an AU worth $1,100 or $1,200? I won't come off a penny on that price. That's the price of the extra fine. And that's the Malta.
That's a nice one.
I mean, that's, those people were pretty famous. There's a bunch of brave knights who held off a Muslim horde that outnumbered them thousands and thousands against hundreds.
I like how ICG, even though it's a details, it will give you the grade.
Yeah.
Because some companies won't do that, right?
Yeah. Yes, they'll bag it. They'll just
Yeah,
send it back
just
to you.
Details, boom.
Yeah, details. Well, you'll just give it back to you, and they won't. Some they used to not even put them up. And that stunk.
Yeah.
So you get a coin like this. I don't know. We looked this one up last time. I don't know. I'll take 500 for that coin. I mean, that coin to me, I don't. It's a very low mintage, and obviously none of them survived. I have somebody who called about this. He's interested in it. He had bought a quantity of Chinese, but this is a patent coin. I mean, patent coins normally by the nature of patent coins, maybe 5 to 10 exist. That coin is rare. I mean, it's a rare coin.
Tell me about pattern coin. What is that?
Patent coin is the coins that didn't make it. In other words, if you started out with an Indian head penny, maybe the head was facing right, facing left. You know what they're going through now with the, they want to change the silver eagles. Where is the eagle going to be sitting on a branch, the head of the eagle? Well, they're going to cut and make coins in different reverses and obverses. And the ones that don't make it, that become the actual currency, they become what they call the patents, the almost made it.
Gotcha.
And this was one of the coins that almost made it. And usually there's 5 or 6 of them. There's usually not a lot of them. If this was an American patent in this grade, it'd be $5,000 to $7,000.
Whoa.
They're big money. I've only owned one other patent coin back in, I think it was in 1980. I had bought a 2-cent piece, 1863. 1864 is the first 2-cent piece. But in 1863, they made a patent, a coin that didn't make it, and it said, "In God our trust." And the 2-cent piece says, "In God we trust."
Right.
And for that, well, it didn't make it. But I bought that coin, I remember, for like $900. I sold it 6 months later in the crazy time when silver and gold was going nuts. I think I flipped it for $1,400. I seen one at an auction sell, I think it was $7,000, and it was 3 to 7 known. 3 to 7 known. For all I know, the one this was years before they started certifying coins. 3 to 7 known. That's cool.
Wow.
And taking that and thinking about this, I mean, China's another. I don't have any more Chinese coins.
Gone.
And this person who did these, when he did these coins, like the Chinese coins, one box had like 325 coins. Every coin told you what dynasty, the province, the year, and on the reverse it had the populations. An incredible amount of work had to go into every coin. And I mean, he had to learn Chinese, because I've looked at it and it gets me crazy when you do Chinese or Japanese, because each symbol means a dynasty or how many years of a reign, and you gotta play with it to figure out what is it. It isn't worth the trouble to me. Just take the whole box for this amount of money, you know. But this guy took the time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
below here, I see that you have silver eagles, Morgan dollars. I want to ask you, what do you think about the new silver eagle design they're going to be doing? Well, the gold eagle for
have
sure,
you
right?
seen it?
Yeah, I have seen it.
Well, for those who haven't,
Some people might not be familiar. Gold and silver eagles are changing, yeah?
yeah, this is supposed to be the gold. That's the silver. This is what I find interesting.
The two new designs above will be introduced in mid-2021.
So you mean
Yes.
there's no silver eagles in January?
Yeah, that was weird, right?
Well, that caught my eye. Like, holy cow! Hold on to your 2020s. I mean, I just got a phone call from somebody who wants to sell me a monster box of silver. Maybe I better buy that and put that away.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't have quantity. I have plenty of 90%. I have plenty of old silver dollars, piece dollars, generic Morgans and 21s. I've got plenty, but I don't think I have 30 silver eagles right now. They still sell. They still constantly sell.
Sure. Maybe you should buy that monster box.
Well, I told Nathan, tell him yes.
So the silver and the gold. So you said you're a fan or not a fan? Be honest.
It's hard to tell when this is transferred to the actual coin. I'm very leery of when they do work. You know, I felt that when they did the century coins for the the Mercury dime, the standing quarter, for the the 2016 coins. Why didn't you do those coins in gold proof?
Yeah.
I think those coins would have been spectacular in proof.
Spectacular.
I mean, I own a number of proof walkers. I like proof walkers. I probably have a dozen. They're a beautiful coin. A proof gold coin in a walk-in Blvd, a Mercury dime, all these classics. Why didn't you just take the step of striking them twice and making them proofs?
Yeah.
You need to have somebody in the mint who's a coin person.
You.
Yeah, well, I'm too busy. So I'm probably going to be doing the music awards next year and everything like that. You know about that.
Imagine how much cooler our coinage would be if you were the head.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
We'd be making money.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
picked this up today. I bought this about an hour ago.
What is this thing?
This is the India, that tiny little coin that I think I had shown before. You saw that German coin.
Right.
This is India.
A little tiny thing.
1800 to 1840.
This is gold?
Yeah, that's gold. I have a couple of more here. These actually came out of that collection.
Let me try to zoom in.
And this guy came in with that. Now
Jeez.
they seem to be not a uniform size, or maybe I'm not expert enough on this.
So they can't actually get them into a holder.
I mean, some of these are
Where's that
uncirculated.
one go? It's so tiny. Here we go.
Now that's probably smaller than the German coin.
It's itty bitty.
This one looks bigger. But sometimes gold is deceiving. It might be flatter and, it just spreads out more and it could weigh the same.
Sure.
It said on there 1/3 of a gram, which is 1/3 of a gram is 1/90th. So if you've got gold at 1900 and let's say 1900 divided by 90, there's $21 worth of gold in these.
It's wild. Wild. So tiny.
So you're only paying twice gold, but it's, the coin's 200 years old and it's a conversation piece.
This one's cool. I like it.
Perfect for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I could just see little guy eat that. You put that in his mouth. Ah, okay.
You're pooping
Put it in
out
your ice
gold.
cream and eat it. It's small enough they won't choke on that. It's too little. But
So your opinion on the Eagles, we're going to wait and see. Now, what's your opinion on them coming back out with the Morgan and Peace dollar in 2021?
I like the idea. I think that's pretty cool. Put it out in the proof.
Yeah.
Put it out in the proof. And what weight are you going to put it out? I mean, are you going to make it the size of a $0.50? Because that's all it's going to be in weight for an ounce. If you want to make it the size of a Peace dollar or Morgan dollar, they got to weigh at least 1.5 ounces. Because gold is so much denser than silver. It just takes up, less space. And to get the size, you got to make a bit. And what are you going to charge? The mint is notorious for pricing.
Yeah, they've been
What's it
going
going
up.
to be, $6,000 for 1.5 ounce coin?
Right.
Who knows? Gold might be $3,000 an ounce. Who knows? That's what we were talking about before.
Were you hoping they kind of make them out of silver? You think they will?
I think they should. They were silver dollars. But then again, they made them out of gold. The Walker and the Merc and all them in the standing quarter.
Right.
So I guess they will make them out of gold because I guess their marketing is better. I think more of the average man can own one if they're made out of silver.
Yeah.
And if you charged $100 for it, everybody can afford them. Just don't make 3 million of them, or else they'll never be worth anything.
I would love to see it in a 90%, just like it was in silver. I would love that.
I'd like to see it in a proof.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it in a proof.
That'd be great, too.
But I think these are pretty cool. I think this is going to look really nice. I think this is going to look nice. Could you imagine if they did a reverse proof on this or something? Like, wow.
Yeah.
Or frosted this?
Hopefully they do.
Well, they probably will. There was a time when I was younger that if you had $10, you could buy the whole mintage from the mint for 1968. Well, there's one mint set and one proof set, and it might cost you about $8 for both of them, $8 or $9.
Wow.
Now I don't know what the total is between platinum, palladium, proofs, unks, the different gold issues, the different silver issues, all the commemoratives. I bet you it's $30,000 or $40,000.
Gracious.
They've just gotten too commercialized and it's gotten too crazy.
Yep.
The average guy just can't buy everything. You got to pick and choose now.
Yeah, what's nice about the coin hobby, the old coins, you can get some stuff for pretty cheap and you can build your collection, but you start looking at the new coins at the mint, forget about it.
I had a young kid call me today, Nick. Shout out to Nick. He called me and he wants to start collecting coins. and he wants to know how to begin. Should I start with the Morgan dollars? I said, how deep are your pockets?
Yeah.
I mean, you could put the Morgan dollar set together maybe on the VG side without the 95. You could put it together for probably 12 or 15,000 if you work. But you could spend $2 million on that collection. When I was a kid, you always called that the lawyer and doctor collection, because as much as you want to put in, I mean, you get like a 92S. You may not think that's a big deal, but in a high unk, it's $300,000.
Right.
It's a very expensive coin. You know, the glamour goes to the 95, the 80, 89cc, the 93S, but all of those in high grades, they all surpass the 95, but they all are $100,000 coins.
Tell Nick to start with the peace dollars.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
at the peace dollars, he was asking me about buying foreign coins. He was talking Australia. I still have Australia and what's the other country? I don't recall, but it was Australia and countries like that. And I said, yeah, but what do you want to spend? And he was saying $50. And I said, that's great. Call me every 4 months. You know, it doesn't pay to ship for $50. Because, you know, I got a phone call from a guy, and if he's out there, hello, he was in New Zealand, and he wanted a bunch of New Zealand coins. And I had like a box that had $700 or $750 in New Zealand. And I told him, I'd give it to you for like $450. And he got back to me. But then he had to look into, you know, what it's going to cost to get it to New Zealand. And then you have customs. And then you have to pay what they call a VAT tax, a value added tax. You know, you hear a lot of people talk about free medicine, and you get free medicine in Sweden and England and all these other countries in Europe. They have a VAT tax. You buy a car for $40,000, you pay 25% more for the VAT. That pays for all of the social services. So your $40,000 car is $52,500. That's how you do it. It ain't free.
Right.
Nothing's free. And those are the kind of things. And he never called me back. You know, you start out at $500, and if you're going to pay shipping and everything, now you're back up to $700. I guess maybe he's still thinking on it. I don't know. That's why in the beginning we had said we weren't shipping out, because it just isn't practical. It's too prohibitive.
It's very expensive.
It's
it takes
just too
forever.
expensive.
There's a
You've
risk
had-
of it getting
yeah.
damaged. Yeah, it's not good right now.
Yeah, it's too prohibitive. You
It's a
just
shame.
can't go anywhere with it.
It's a real shame. All right, guy. Well, listen. Let's start wrapping this thing up. But one thing I want to mention is, man, you got a haircut. You look sharp.
I got the haircut a few hours ago. Of course, I was
Wow.
the first person there.
Okay.
I said, I want you to give me a nice haircut, and I want you to turn all the gray black. And you've heard me say this, and he said it again. He goes, I'm a barber, not a magician. So, and then when I get up, I look down. It looks like they slaughtered Santa Claus. I'm surrounded by all this gray hair.
Oh man.
It's something. Age catches you. I feel great.
See, I think it's just really
I feel
blonde.
great.
I think
That's
it's
it. I'm like my grandson. I got the platinum blonde of Jack. Here's Jack.
Yeah, that's you. You're just blonde.
Yeah, I had blonde hair till I was 2.
Yeah, that's you.
There's the little guy when he was younger. There's Lily and Carmen.
Very cute.
That's the gang. Those are my kids when they were little. They were like, I guess, 6 and 9.
Are they all little coin collectors?
Sort of.
They'll get there.
Yeah. Brian tends to spend them than keep them. But those were good years when they were little. Those were great years. It's still great years because you got grandkids. They're a lot of fun.
All right, Mr. Guy. Thanks for showing us around your shop.
Thank you.
I'll see you at the coin show next, I believe. And hopefully some people come there to this coin show. And it'll be fun.
Have a great Halloween. Get out and vote. And stay safe and stay healthy.
Guy, thank you very much.
Take care.
Bye-bye.